Britain's government spent £1 billion on a tent. It sat empty for years. In 1997, the UK government committed to building the Millennium Dome in Greenwich, a massive exhibition space meant to celebrate the year 2000. The original budget was around £399 million, but like a home renovation that spirals, costs kept climbing. By the time the doors opened, the project had ballooned to over £1 billion when you add sponsorship deals, construction overruns, and operating losses. The public footed most of the bill through the Millennium Commission, a government body created specifically to fund millennium projects. So what was the money actually going toward? The dome itself was an engineering marvel, a massive white tent held up by 12 steel towers, each representing an hour on the clock. Inside, there were exhibition zones about British culture, technology, and the future. But here's where the economics gets painful. Building something spectacular doesn't guarantee people will pay to see it. Ticket sales underperformed dramatically. Visitor numbers fell far short of projections. The dome was supposed to attract 12 million visitors in its first year. It got about 5 million. Why didn't people show up? Partly, the dome was seen as a political vanity project, a symbol of New Labour's optimism that felt out of touch. Partly, it was expensive to visit and far from city centers. And partly, the exhibits themselves weren't compelling enough to draw repeat visitors. When you're spending £1 billion, you're betting on sustained demand. The dome had neither the cultural magnetism of a museum nor the thrill of a theme park. It was caught in the middle. Operating losses piled up fast. Every month, the dome was hemorrhaging money, staff wages, utilities, maintenance on that massive tent structure. The government and sponsors couldn't stop the bleeding. After about a year, the dome closed. The question became, what do you do with £1 billion building nobody wants? The government tried to sell it or find a new operator. For years, it sat dark and unused, a physical reminder of a calculation gone wrong. Eventually, a private developer bought the site and transformed it into the O2 Arena, a concert and sports venue that actually works financially because it serves a clear, consistent market. The dome's original mission, a government-funded exhibition, was abandoned. The building itself survived, but the public's investment was essentially written off. It's a textbook case of cost overrun, demand miscalculation, and the danger of treating public money like a blank check. So why does this matter now? Because governments and developers still make the same bet: spend big on infrastructure, assume demand will follow, and hope the math works out. The dome teaches us that £1 billion can vanish if the underlying economics don't hold. It wasn't theft or fraud. It was a straightforward failure to understand what people actually wanted, combined with costs that nobody could control once the project started. The Millennium Dome's financial collapse wasn't inevitable. It was the result of optimistic projections, political pressure to deliver a landmark, and underestimating how hard it is to make people want something just because you built it. £1 billion taught Britain an expensive lesson about the gap between ambition and reality. This video is for educational and informational purposes only and is not financial advice. Always do your own research. Subscribe to get the economic stories behind the buildings and projects reshaping our cities. There's a new one every week. This video is for educational and informational purposes only and is not financial advice. Always do your own research.